The following NBC Connecticut Kitchen Studio segment is sponsored by Kitchen Cabinet Outlet.
I'm here in the kitchen right now with Chef Seth Marino from Heirloom in New Haven. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about spring, right?
Yep.
How we can kind of elevate our meals and kind of make that transition, right, from the cooler months to warmer.
Yep. Well, so it's like we've been stuck inside all winter. You know, we're starting to get tired of cooking inside. We're tired of all this like heavy meats. You know, something that I think about oftentimes for winter time is heavy braises, stews.
Oh.
You know, you want to kind of start moving away from those for the springtime, lighten it up, you know, start getting ready for summer.
Right, lighten it up, absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about what we've got here and how that adds into what you were talking about.
So what we're like looking at here is a couple of the dishes that we have at the restaurant, kind of I think good examples of what I like to think about when I think of the lighter weather. You know, right here we have a roasted salmon, we do an English pea puree with it, we do white asparagus, and we do essentially kind of just like a chunky lemon vinaigrette over the top. You know, we take the lemons, we grill them off, you scoop them out, shallots, and then you just make kind of a loose vinaigrette to go over the top.
Okay.
You know, we like to think about not just when you think about spring cooking, you want to think about how do you keep it as simple as possible. How do you just make the ingredients themselves really just shine?
Yeah.
You know, we don't do too much to the English peas. We cook them off quick, we blend them up, we spread that out, we just blanch off the white asparagus,
okay,
and then that salmon goes right on top. You know, when I think springtime, I think fresh herbs, I think all the fresh veggies.
Yep.
You know, right here we have kind of a good little assortment of asparagus, peas,
yep,
shishito peppers are great right now,
ooh,
and citrus is always great, right?
What's the difference between the green and the white asparagus?
So white asparagus, it's a slightly different variety, but the way it stays white is that they cover it during the growing process so that it doesn't get as much sunlight, and that actually blanches the asparagus.
That is interesting. So is this just, are these all of things that are kind of like in season right now, or like with the salmon just a little bit fresher, right?
Yep, these are all in season right now, and these are especially the ones that are going to start appearing on the menus at the restaurant right now.
Perfect.
We do shishito peppers as a side. I do our snap peas with our salmon.
Those are good.
I do a nice asparagus salad too that goes alongside our duck breast. But like I was saying too, with vinaigrettes, it's kind of something that I like to do to freshen up your preparations during the springtime. You know, I like to use different kinds. I brought a few with me today. Yeah. I have a nice balsamic that I love to use.
Beautiful.
You know, a champagne vinegar is one that I love to use. It's not too acidic.
Okay.
You know, it's a little bit sweet. If you ever have the chance to find this brand, Sparrow Lane, they have amazing vinegars, and actually all the ones that I use in the restaurant are Sparrow Lane.
Great. Okay, and this right here is kind of like your spring-like salad. What are we using here?
So this is our Mediterranean salad. We have one salad that we like to rotate in every season.
Sure.
So this is our seasonal right now. So we're using fresh watercress, baby red watercress, oranges, red onion, olives, just a little bit of a white balsamic vinaigrette, and feta cheese is sprinkled over the top of that.
That's literally so up my alley. It's crazy. So we are going to just try a little bit of everything before we get going. Yeah, grab a fork. Bite. Oh, I got to get the orange. Exactly. Oh, this looks yummy. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. Oh, that's fantastic.
That's a good one.
I mean, it just, spring.
It's bright.
Mm-hmm. It'd be really nice.
It gives you that little bit of acidity, and you get that little bit of that cut with the onion. It just balances all real nice.
No, the onion, yeah, brings it all together.
Yep.
Seth, thank you so much
for
joining us today. CT Live will be right back after this.